All right.
All right, here we go. All right, so welcome to the Lonewolf Paranormal Podcast. My name is Mike and the Fallen Angel, and we have a special guest today named Francisco. This is our first podcast, so bear with us. We might make some mistakes, but today we're gonna have a special announcement. We're gonna actually talk about the topic vampires. I know I'm a big fan of those. There's a lot of stories, a lot of great movies about vampirism. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Francisco talk about this future project and also about how he got into the vampire scene. So go ahead, man. Take it away, brother.
All right. Well, as he introduced me, so what we're planning to do is we've been planning to start a vampire court here in San Antonio. We've been talking about it, like me and my girlfriend and other members of the court that I can mention: Chris, Art, Ken, Spencer, pretty much everybody. We talked about starting a court here. And a long time ago, there has been some courts here. Some have, I don't know what happened to them, but they have died out. But we've been meaning to want to start one here because we noticed that San Antonio doesn't have one here. Austin has one, Houston has one, Dallas has one, New Orleans has one. I can go on, but here it just, with all the stuff that we have here, all the history that we have here, and with your podcast with the hauntings and stuff, it'd be perfect down here. How I got into like vampirism was, I guess, when I was like middle school, I want to say. I just was always drawn to the vampires and the aesthetic of them, and just everything about it. Like, I was a huge fan of Anne Rice's like stuff. Some of it's too detailed for me. I can only read like one book of it, because then after that it's just, I don't know if you read an Anne Rice
Yeah,
novel or
I
if
think
it's
I read. I think I the Interview with the Vampire, and I think it was the Vampire of Stat. I think those were the only two books that I read from her novels.
yeah, like I can only read just like one. I read a little bit of Interview and I read Queen of the Dam, and I just stopped because it's just too detailed. But yeah, no, it's just, I've been into the whole vampire thing just since I was in middle school, and it's grown out. Like, I've been in the goth scene for a while, so that kind of like adapted to it. And then finally, I guess like around my mid 20s, I was just comfortable of just saying I'm a vampire, and I'm comfortable saying that. Like, if people ask me if you are, I'm like, yeah, I see myself as one, but I don't drink blood.
Yeah. Also, man, and it was I always been drawn to him too. I consider myself one. I think vampirism has a special connection, especially with like energy. You know how like I don't know if you have that how you can be around certain people, right? You don't really have
Right,
to
right.
know them. You can kind of like suck their energy, kind of like you can feel them out. You can already sense them. Like you already know who the type of person they're gonna be, how they approach you. It's kind of like that. And there's days where like taken energy from people. Like it's weird. Like all my paranormal friends that I go with, they're always telling me like you're always taking energy from us. You're like this vampire, like I guess vampire energy vampire is what they call it. And
Yeah,
I do feel that sometimes. Sometimes when I really like if I need energy, my sometimes my body just takes it and I'll get pumped up. It's like if I drank an energy drink, but I'm just living off the hype of the moment.
right,
And
right.
so that's what
Sometimes,
got me into vampirism too.
yeah, no, I met some people that are like that. That they draw energy from others and stuff. Um, so yeah, I've come across a few people like that. Mainly, a lot of empaths usually feel that kind of like drawn to that. Um, but like me, I'd say personally, I don't really need to draw energy from people. Like, I can just, I guess with me, it's more like I produce too much energy, so I have to contain it. But I have like seen people and like that have to use energy, like, to just start off their day, like what you said, like an energy drink, or hell, like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So, like, and you said you've been to a lot of like the goth scene. Like, I've only been a little bit to it. I know I like music, like Marilyn Manson. I was into the goth scene a few years back. I'm still into it. But I'm into music, so I play music as well. So like everything like from Evanescence to like I don't know if you heard of a artist named Peter Gundry. Plays nothing
Mm,
but like instrument. Yeah, you should hear him out, man. He has a one called Vampire the Masquerade. It's like a nice little I guess how can I say it? Like a ball type of dancing, like really nice, dude, like a vampire ball. But he has a
oh,
lot of like vampire music, like just beautiful voicing, instrumental. Yeah, man, I hear that a lot, man. And that gets me all like motivated. That's kind of like I'm also taking voice lessons, so like that's kind of what I want to sing. Like that nice, like they have a nice like a baritone voice, and of course you have a nice soprano voice going with it. And man, it's really cool, man. Like Peter Gundry's a real good. I just found out about him. I didn't even know about him. I mean, he was a great composer. But yeah, he's got a lot of albums out. A lot of them vampire, a few like witching ones. A lot of real good gothic stuff. Definitely I would like to introduce that to you. I know Art, I heard sent some to Art, and I know he liked a few of the tracks. But
yeah.
yeah, he did tell me about the vampire scene, and I'm really hoping that it happens, man. Because I kind of want to be a pew me. I want to be part of it. um,
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time because just how with everything going on right now, it's one of those things that just it needs a little bit of time to bring
yeah.
it up as like with everything going on right now. But yeah, no, but what you mentioned about the goth scene here, yeah, no, it's been San Antonio has a pretty big goth scene here. It's a lot of death rock. Earlier, it was a good industrial balance. There was an industrial and death rock. Now there's more death rock, but like good like events here is like 1313. That's like really good. That's one of the good ones that has a lot of the goth scene and music. Bands play there sometimes. There's also Coven. Uh, that's another thing that comes around here too. Another goth event. That's where they play a little bit of industrial music and stuff, and bands play there as well. And there's vendors. 1313 also has vendors too. Um, and then a buddy of mine, he has his like own company called like Bats Out Productions, and they have little show. They have shows going around the St. Mary's of the goth scene and death rock scene and some punk scene mixed into that. But yeah, no, like San Antonio had a huge, I'd say a huge like goth scene here ever since. Like where I started going to first was Atomics. I don't know if you remember that place.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I never been there, but I've heard about it. Yeah.
Now that place was like really cool. Like that was like where like most of all the goth scene was. Like any goth show, it was there. Or I think it was at the Silver Dollar. I think there was a place like right in the alleyway. I think that was called Sanctuary. That was another place too that had a lot of like goth shows there too. But I remember going to Atomics more often, and that was such a sad day. Like when they had to like sell the building and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was like, great, where are we all supposed to go? And that's when Amp Room started having more of the goth scenes going on there. Wax has a good scene going on there too. I'd go there. They have like a good dance floor. I'll say that. Like no bad to any place. Like they all have their unique styles and ways of playing music. But all those places there, that's where like good goth scenes come up. Right now, nothing's going on because of COVID.
Yeah, it's that kind of stopped us too. I know me and Art were. I'm pretty sure he told you about it. We were starting. I think he was the St. Joan of Arc Paranormal, and yeah, we were both gonna collaborate together and go out and try to get some some investigations going on. But unfortunately, all this kind of stopped everything. Right now they're just limiting visitations. In their different areas. So hopefully, when everything dies out, man, with this epidemic, we can definitely get some more footage and go out there. I went to a few paranormal, and me and him got some good stuff. We got a lot of good evidence. It was really good. We just, like I said, everything stopped with the epidemic. So hopefully, when it dies out, I want to see this vampire stuff go really take off, man. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
we
just
just
gonna,
need to plan an event to get things going. Like I said, like right now we have take this all with baby steps. Like we're just all we can do right now is just plan things and just get things prepared till like, when everybody's like, okay, we can start letting everybody in till 90% capacity and everything's good. Then we're like, all right, we got an event ready going on. We just have to put a date. But right now we don't have that in the woodworks. Right now we're just planning things.
Yeah, that's gonna
But
be good, man. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm really excited for it, honestly, man. Because like I said, I'm a big vampire, like into the lore and everything, dude. And like I'm into the music, but like, it's cool that you tell me that there's a scene. I always wanted to find it, man. I just could never find it. I know White Rabbit was my scene before they shut it down. You know, and that's just more like casual rock, whatever it is. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
I
But the
remember
guy,
good shows at the White Rabbit. I miss that
yeah,
place.
yeah, they shut it down too. I mean, now they have a new thing there, but it's not the same. It's like I don't know, just kind of like it's like the new generation, I guess you can say. Like the. I mean, there's still some people that go there at different ages, but I don't know the music scene to me, it's just not the same.
Well, it's like I've seen some good bands like there. I saw what Peter Murphy was there not too long ago. Um, Babe, who else was there? Who else did we saw at the Paper Tiger? Um, Cars. Yeah, we also saw Gary Newman there.
Yeah, I heard about him too. I heard he's pretty good.
So like still a lot of good shows go to the Paper Tiger. The only thing that has not changed is from White Rabbit, drinks are still expensive.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
has so that's still stuck with that's still stuck with Paper Tiger. I'm like, oh, okay.
So you and your girlfriend live that the vampire life, like you guys, live that,
Yeah.
That's cool. You guys have names. You guys go by your names. You have vampire names. Like character,
No, we don't have vampire names. We just go by our regular names. Like
names.
I kind of see that whole giving yourself like a vampire name is
A little bit out
a,
there.
a little silly for my taste. I just say just use the name that you got.
Yeah. Because I know a
You
lot
know,
of
and
people do that. I know they get into character, and I don't know if you saw that YouTube video I sent on the chat where, like, that's something I would like to do, like, role play Vampire the Masquerade, but like you seen how they do it on like a kind of like we're doing with Zoom, but like they all get together and they kind of like reenact like I guess like a scene, like I guess like they're actually playing, but everybody's in their character, and everybody's
yeah,
that's pretty,
I've done that.
cool.
I've done that before. Like when I played Vampires Masquerade when I was like in middle school. Like around there, we did a role reenactment of the scene. It was pretty fun. Like just it was like weird when we were like yelling at each other and we have to fight. We have to like go in the corner and then roll the dice to see what
Yeah.
happens. So that was like, all right.
Yeah, that was fun, man. I saw that on YouTube and I was like, bro, that's something like should do in the future, like I mean I loved it when I played. I mean I played that shoot for like 5 years. Man, it was awesome, dude. I'm not gonna lie, like it was really good. It felt like when I play with it, I'd get so into it, dude. Like felt like I was there, you know? Like I don't know, like if I just left like this character went to that world and then came back and man, it was really awesome. Like I liked it. My friend was a good dungeon master. He would come up with these great ideas, man, and I don't know, he just every week we play every Friday and Saturday and it was great, man. It was better than playing games, like Xbox. It was just
Nah,
cool.
yeah. Like I play tabletop games. Like I play Warhammer, so that's like pretty much that's what I've been doing since the whole like pandemic and things. Just getting in my little hobbies of Warhammer. I like that. I like playing that better than video games or anything else because it's like strategizing and it's also showing your creativity because people are like, "Whoa, did you paint that?" It's like, "Yeah, I paint that."
That's pretty cool. And Chris, Chris Montezuma, y'all both look like vampires, dude. Like for real, you got the long hair. You guys got like that image, dude. Like I know he's into it too, right? Like I seen his profile and it looks really tight. You know.
He's into the whole vampire thing too. Like when he asked me he was like wanting to start a court here. I was like, yeah, I'm into it. And then I told him like, yeah, I've been wanting to start a court here for a long time, just haven't found like people that were into like that wanted to do the same thing. Like it was just at the longest time it was just me and my girlfriend that like wanted to start a court here. And then when Chris said, hey, I'm interested, I was like, that is awesome. Now we found people that want to actually start one. So I'm excited. hopefully this could go on and like this launches off. But for like now, we have to be patient.
So like this court, like and you said you've seen it like in like you said Austin and like how does it work? Like you guys just like it's like you guys get together, you guys just hang out, dress up, kind of like cosplay, how everybody hangs out and just gets.
No, it's not like that. It's more like think of it as like a community, getting the community together. It's like a group of people that we want to set like a little safe space for people that they feel the same way. Like they feel like, oh, I'm a vampire. I want to talk to people that are like me. Well, here's a court. There's different people here that you could talk to that are the same way like you. And then like we have like meetings every now and then discussing of like new events that we're going to plan for. So it's like a club to get people that are into the same things that the court members are in, like vampires and the paranormal, and also to bring back to the community something. That's like what I mean by the like events and stuff. We bring events to so people can have there, and then we donate that to charities or to give back to the community. Just something so like people can feel safe in like a little club for themselves, with people like them, but also to benefit back to the community.
That's awesome, man. Have you guys thought about having like a vampire ball? Like just have a like a little, man, that'd be awesome.
We talked about that, but like for right now, we have to think small because we haven't
Yeah.
like the court is mentioned, but the court hasn't launched off yet. So we haven't got enough members. So like we have to start off small by like, doing small events before we even get to a ball or anything. Like I've talked to the Austin King of the Austin King of Austin. Sorry, the Vampire King of Austin. I've talked to him. His name is Logan South, and he's a really nice. He's a nice guy. He's not the king anymore. He's retired now. But I remember talking to him a while back, and I asked him like, "How would you start? How would you start a court down here? Or how did you start the one up in Austin?" He told me it's like I just started. I just hold a small event in a small little venue, and I just started off from there, and then it got popular, and then I ended up moving to bigger venues and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so like I've talked to different people from Dallas and different members from Dallas, different members from Austin, just how everything's put together. And I kind of got the idea of how everything needs to be structured here. It's just like you need to start small events, and then eventually you get to the balls and the carnivals, like what you hear up in like Austin. Like they have the Austin Vampire Ball, or they have the Austin Vampire Carnival. They have one of those, but that's because they did so many events over the years now, and their events got popular that it got back to that point. So like for right now in San Antonio's case, we'd be starting off with like small events till we get to a vampire ball. I would want to say yes, I would want to get to a vampire ball, but for right now we have to start small till we get to that level.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I see it like this be taking off, man. You know how like everything's like cross pace taking off cosplay. Uh, back then I know when I was into vampire, it wasn't really as big. Only just for the people that actually were into it. But now like a lot of things are taking off. Like I guess like to now like today's like I guess it's a good time now to start these events. I see it like taking off.
Oh
Especially
yeah,
with
especially down here in San Antonio, like like everybody, like what I've noticed here from the people here, they love horror. Everybody here in San
yeah.
Antonio loves horror movies. They love the whole like scary, anything that's scary they like. And that's why I told them like St. Mary, we gotta look at St. Mary's because you get foot traffic. Just some people will be like, "Oh, what's this? A vampire thing? Oh, I want to check that out." I've seen some homies that go like, "Oh, what's this? Some vampire chicks there? I gotta check that out, homie." Yeah, I see that. I see
Yeah.
that and then up in Austin, and they'll just like walk in there going like, "What's this?" I'm like, Like I saw one guy, a good example. I was at a vampire ball up in Austin, and some guy that just doesn't fit in the whole like scene there. Just kind of like walked in like, what's going on? The first thing he said is like, "Man, this looks like that scene from Blade." I'm like, I don't. There's not the raining blood. No, I don't think anybody wants raining blood. Everyone's outfits here are a little too expensive. I don't think you want to put blood on that. Like I would be like, I don't want any blood on this. I spent like $80 on this. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like I would love to see that, man. I seen them like on YouTube, and they look cool, man. But never been to one. Like I'm pretty sure, like if I went to one, I would be all ecstatic and like, oh, like that dude, like, oh, it's so freaking cool.
They're fun. Like sometimes they'll have band. Sometimes there's bands there. There's a lot of performers. Like a lot of burlesque. I see a lot of like burlesque dancing there. So like you got that, and then you'd also have like celebrities that would go there. Um, like and what I mean by celebrities, like writers and stuff like that, like book writers, not like Anna Rice, but um, there's this, I forget her name, but whenever you see like a National Geographics or a History Channel like on vampires, there's this one chick that they always get in interviews, and she has like short red hair, and I always see her in every like National Geographic like thing on vampires and stuff, and she's written a couple of books. I've seen her at that event, at one of those like Austin events, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I don't know if have you ever heard of Voltaire?
No, I haven't heard about. No, actually, I haven't heard anything.
He's a music he's an inter I'd say a musician entertainer, and he has like this style of like dark folk music, and you got to check out his stuff. It's funny. He has a song about Lestat being gay. He he has a song called Data and the Tango. He has like a lot of Star Trek songs, a lot of Star Wars songs. So he has like a lot of nerdy songs, but it's also like a lot of dark songs too.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta check it out. Definitely check it out. So so it's gonna be called the Court. How's it was it on San Antonio? Is it gonna be called like the Court of San Antonio or the Vampire Court of San Antonio? If it
Um, we're still kind of deciding on like what we want to call it, like the San Antonio Vampire Court or the San Antonio Coven. I prefer the San Antonio Coven because it sounds cooler, but
Yeah, it
for right
does.
now, for right now, all of us just call it the Court for now. But we haven't like come up with a title. There is the a Facebook page is called the Royal San Antonio Vampire Court. I think that's the correct name. If not, I'll look it up later and I'll send it to you. It's on our group. It's on the group chat that we're in,
Mm.
but I'm not too sure what name we're gonna stick with.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I wanna. I was trying to get Art into the. I know I'm trying to get him to a podcast maybe later on during the month or next month, and maybe get Chris too. Maybe all three of y'all, and we can all like talk a little more about it. As we get, like I said, as you get more into ideas and stuff. Yeah, it's something I really look forward to. I don't know when you told me about it, man. I was so pumped. I was like, man, that's freaking cool. This is something I've been wanting for a long time. Like I was thinking about it too. Like, man, they should bring this vampire stuff here. I mean, like all this anime stuff is going crazy. And like I'm just like, I think this is like the perfect time. Like it's yeah. And then since you told me about Austin, and I was like, wow, honestly, I didn't even think it existed. I thought it'd probably be like a small little community. Like you
Oh
have to
no,
know.
no, yeah. There's Austin, there's Dallas, there's Houston, New Orleans, Colorado, New York. I didn't even think there's even one in LA, I believe. I'm not too sure if there's one in LA. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one.
That's
Like,
great.
you kind of think of like all the big major cities here, there's a possible court in one of those cities. Like, that's how I see it.
So like to locate a court, like if I were to go to, let's say, Austin, and I wanted to get in. I wanted to visit that community. I mean, how would you know? Like, you would just go and just find that guy. You said Logan or whoever it was, or the new king, and just like.
Well, they have like the Austin Vampire Court. They do have a website, and they also have a Facebook page too. So if you were like just a new member and you're in Austin, you want to look around, and you go to a said goth event up in Austin, someone in that said goth event will mention that there is a vampire court here, and all you just do is just go on Facebook, look up Austin Vampire Court, and boom, that will pop up. It's like also if we once we get like our Facebook page like organized here, it'd be the same thing in San Antonio. If you were in San Antonio and you're like, I'm looking for a vampire court in San Antonio, you'd go San Antonio Vampire Court, boom, then we would pop up. So it's like the same thing. It's just like searching on Google or just by word of mouth or just even asking somebody, hey, is there a vampire court here? And then they'd be like, yeah, there is.
That's awesome. And you said the amp room. They have a goth. Well, what days do they play like goth rock or just goth music in general? Like, we go there and just hang out.
Well, like have no, what was it? It's like every second, I think it's like what, every second week of the month, it's 1313. And then at the end of the month, it's Coven. So it's like a 2 week prior. And then every now and then like Eli has his Eli's one of the DJs. He goes by Eli Bat, and he DJs at Amp Room, the Mix, and I think that I think that and Faust every now and then. And he has his own like small nights, like Wednesday nights he'll have a death rock night, and then on a Friday it would be it'd be at the Faust. So he'll have like his small events too. And then Detra and Mary, those are other goth DJs that play death rock and other stuff, and they have a night called Sisters of Monday.
Oh, that sounds a cool name, man.
Yeah, no, they play, and that's just a chilled night. Right now, they don't have it because the whole thing that's going
Yeah.
on. So they have a Twitch just called Sisters of Monday, and they play on there. Like right now, tonight, I think they should be playing on Twitch.
On Twitch? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I know Twitch is getting really big too. Um, I know a lot of people are on there doing that stuff like that. Playing music, bands. I get on Twitch because I stream games once in a while, and I'm trying to get into that streaming thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, sorry, my
Yeah,
camera just.
I know. Right? Yeah, it's thundering out there. Oh, didn't even notice that. But yeah, yeah, I noticed a lot of people are doing that. Like they're DJing. Sometimes they'll just play. They'll go live and just play like a band. Like they'll give like a concert or something like that. That's pretty cool. Um, Even go live talking. Talking about like kind of like we're doing. They're just doing that. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, I want to look at the Twitch too. Like I want to look see if they have anything vampire. I just barely got into the app like 2 days ago. So I've been doing a lot in Mixer. Mixer's when I've been on a lot. That's like the Xbox version of Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my friend Detra, one of the DJs there, he does a lot of oil paintings, and a lot of his artwork is a lot of vampire artwork that he does. Like he has like, I will just say like amazing. He's an amazing artist. Like I think he's done one of Castlevania. He's done Nosferatu, like anything, like the whole he likes the whole vampire aesthetic, and it's in his artwork. Like I'd always tell him when I have enough money and everything, I want him to paint me a portrait. I don't know if you've seen in Castlevania where it has like Dracula, his wife, and then they have like baby Alucard there.
Yeah, yeah.
I want that. I want an oil painting from him of that, and just to hang it there, and just because like it's just an awesome. I just think that's an awesome painting.
Yeah, I always wanted to do one, but I want to do like a self portrait,
Yeah,
like just my face and just put like this nice like that how they dress like that vintage 18th century type of like kind of like the way Lestat. Yeah,
Victorian.
yeah, Victorian, yeah, Victorian era. like I kind of want to do that with and just kind of like put a picture of myself and then just make it look like if that was you, like you know that's kind of like what I want. But I wonder how much they charge for like a self portrait like that, you know.
For self portraits, depending how big it is, because sometimes can go up to the thousands.
Yeah, like I
Like,
don't mind paying 1,000 for like that. Something I can look back and be like, yeah, that was me, you know.
yeah, no, I get it. Like, it's just like right now, I don't have enough to go spend on art. Like, I was like, nope, right now it's survival.
Yeah, but yeah, that'd be cool, man. I gotta check out. Does he have his artwork on Facebook or
Um, yeah, I think he has a lot of his artwork on Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
What was his name again?
Detra.
Detra. Yeah, definitely. I'll look him up and probably get with him, see how much his painting is, self portraits. Because yeah, that's something I want to do. Like I don't know, I want to leave behind. I don't know why. In case I die, they'll be like, that's how I look, And I don't know. I just find it amazing, man. I mean, just I'm into art. I love art. I mean, I can't draw, but I just love like just art in general, And I always wanted one of just I seen one of people of themselves, and I'm just like, I need to get one just one time. So yeah, definitely that. I'll definitely look into that. I'm into yeah, like I said, I'm into anything that's vampirism. Castlevania was like the game, Vampire the Masquerade was a big thing for me, and it still is, man. Like I still have that vampire lore that I try to live. I don't. I'm I'm a lonely guy. Like I just stay. I'm not really sociable. Like I can socialize, but then after a while, it's kind of like, nah, I like being myself.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and I'm a big empath too, man. I pick up a lot of energy. Uh, Especially I'm a manager at HEB, so like I deal with a lot of people, and man, I can sense a lot like hostility, not beautiful moments. Like it's weird. Like I guess that's what got me into the paranormal because like when I used to go out with this ex group that I used to be within, me and Art used to be in, we would pick up a lot of empath. You would feel like the spirits like emotions. Sometimes I would feel their presence right next to me. I would hear like I can even feel them breathing. You know, so yeah, I
Dang.
would yeah, it was really cool. Like I there's some answers we found and like clues that were left through empath. Like I would take a ghost box. It's called Spiritus, and there was one's called Necrophonic. So it's kind of like a voice bank. Like you would hear suppose like you hear spirits like talk to you.
Yeah,
So I would take it, and these voices would lead me to like I guess where the place is cursed or whatever it is. And yeah, it's worked a lot, man. It's a couple of cases we went to, we got answers, doing that. And me being an empath, like I'm it. I love the gift of it. I think it's helped me out, and that's why I feel like I'm a vampire because like I feel that like I can feel people's energy. It keeps me away from negative things, you know. And I feel like
yeah,
that's where I kind of fit along. I get with the kind of vampire community, as being an empath, kind of like a nice little I guess gift. Yeah, sometimes it's bad to me. It's a good and like they say, it's a good gift and a curse because there's things that that will help you, and there's things that you don't want to know, but you're gonna see it regardless. And
yeah.
it's there, and it kind of breaks your heart. It's like, oh man, like that kind of sucks the way you see things, especially you seeing the world. Like I see it through a different view from other people. So yeah, that's why I feel like I was telling Art, like I definitely like can't wait to that takes off, man, because I could definitely want to be around that community.
No, it'll be fun, man. Yeah, no. Speaking of paranormal, I think my interaction with the paranormal that the one I clearly remember is when I was a kid. My mom used to have this this cleaning service where she'd have a crew, and it's not like a cleaning service that like a maid goes to your house and clean. No, like they she had a crew that would go to hotels, arenas, and they do like deep cleaning. Well, she got a contract with the what was it, the Mangrum, like that's the haunted one, right?
Yeah, yeah, Minger Hotel.
Yeah, she got a contract over there doing deep cleaning. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would always like pick me up from school, and then I'd have to like hang out with her at her job. So like she'd be on the site and shit. And one day she's like, "Hey, we're going to the hotel, so I got to talk to management and all that stuff." And I'm like, "All right." So I'm walking around, I'm bored. I'm walking around. And I go on the floor, and I remember one of the maids told me not to go on this floor around this time. And I'm like, why? She's just like, it's just, we're like, none of the staff goes in that, no one goes in that floor around this time. It's just, she's just like, just don't. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm a kid and I'm an asshole. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm not gonna listen to her. I'm gonna go on the floor and I'm gonna see what the hell's up. And like, I'm walking down the hallway, and it was like really eerie quiet. And I'm just like, I don't know what the big deal is. But what I've noticed, like when I walked up there, was all of a sudden the temperature just dropped, and it was just freezing in there. And I'm like, shit, is like, did someone turn off, like, is the AC on? Like, it's cold. And I was just like walking around, but when I was walking there, I felt like there was someone following me, like right next. Like I even felt it. Like I felt like there was like someone like 2 steps behind me, and I'm like, that feeling that you get like when there's someone there, like there's someone there, but you're like it's not there.
Yeah.
And and when I even when I was a kid, I even was like, hello, is there anyone here? Because I felt it, even though I didn't hear a sound, but I felt someone's there. And I'm like, there's someone here. And then all I just saw was like, I just heard a door slam. And then like the room just got even colder. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back. I just slowly turned around. I walked back. And like, cause like, I didn't even remember, because when I was a kid, I think I even saw like the door slam. I saw some like image, like this like white figure like down the hall. Like after I heard the door slam, there's like this figure, and I turned, and when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? And it just like went away, and I just turned around. I'm like, I'm gonna go back. And I just went downstairs, and I remember I told my mom, and I'm like, hey mom, was there anyone on this floor? The manager told me, he's like, did you go on that floor? I'm like, this, did any of the staff? And like the manager got mad. He's like, the staff said not to go around that. He was like, oh man, like the manager didn't like got that mad, but he's like, well, we told you not to go up there around that time. And then like when I told the manager, I told my mom, and the manager's like, yeah, there's a ghost up there. And like, but like how he said it was like nonchalantly, like they were like it feels like how he described, like how he said it was, he described it like it was like, oh, this, me and the ghost are like buddies and shit, like,
Yeah, like it's not. It's just normal,
like,
right? Like no big thing.
yeah, like it was like, and I'm a kid, I'm like, this is not normal, there's a fucking ghost up there. And they're like, just don't do anything. He's like, if you don't bother it, he won't bother you. And it just like goes back, and I'm just like baffled as a kid. And then my mom scolding at me, going like, what did I fucking tell you not to fucking walk around? I told you. And I'm like, I'm just standing there going like, I just got my presence with the ghost, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah, there's also there's this YouTuber, forgot his name, but he always picks out like the top 10 scariest videos that he finds on the on YouTube or the internet. And I know the Mango Hotel is one of them. So yeah, there was one where a lady, she was it was a tourist. They weren't from San Antonio, but they were staying there, and she was like taking like a camera, like all the whole, taking a picture, like just recording the whole hotel, like, oh, it's beautiful, whatever. And like it's crazy because like when she turned, like on, I think like the second floor, there's like this dark image, literally like in the daytime, looking down at her. And like she didn't notice it until she went back home, reviewed the tape, and there was this figure just staring at her. And she like flipped out, like she's like, oh crap. And like it looked at her, and then it went back into like the room or like down the hall. And I was just like, oh crap. Like it was like, and this was like recent, this was like maybe like a year ago. So
Oh,
yeah, a lot of people, I know that was one of the stories. And then there was one where I read on like an article where like one of the ladies was, I think a maid used to work there, died there. She got murdered or something like that. Like something about her like jealous ex-boyfriend or something like that. So he thought that she was cheating with some other coworker. So I guess back in that time, he went over there and they got into this big old fight, and supposedly he like took her to her room and like strangled her. So like,
Shit.
eventually he got arrested, of course, but this was like back in the 50s, I believe, or before I forgot what year. I know it was around that time. And well, they see her. People see this maid, and it's weird because she's dressed in her old time. But a lot of people are like, when you go in, when you go into a hotel and your mind is just focused on different things, you don't really see things. You don't pay attention to little things. And some people noticed her, and she would like they would talk to her. They would ask her like, "Oh, hey, where's the bathroom?" And she'd be like, "Oh yeah, over there." And they would see this lady, but then she would be gone. Like they'll see her, no. But then when they finally realize it, that they'll ask the conner like, "Oh, well, yeah, that lady over there," and they'll describe what she was wearing, and they'll just freak out like, "What? Like that lady
Yeah.
doesn't?"
I would have, if it were me, I would have been like, "Hey, what's with the reenactor that you guys got upstairs?" That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
And they'd be, "What reenactor?" I'm like, "Well, she was dressed in old timey clothes and shit like that. It's kind of cool. I think that's actually cool and aesthetic with the hotel." Then they'd be like, "There's no one like that."
I mean, we've been trying to get in there, and that's kind of my goal, like with art and them. Like, I know we tried doing it with the past group we were in, and they would send out emails like, "Hey, do we talk to the manager?" And but they would always give never respond. And then we called over there, and I guess they kind of made an excuse. Like first they were like, "Yeah, I guess not a problem," but then they would say they couldn't. But then I hear different people. Well, another group, Santo Death Seekers, are good friends of ours. They actually went to the Minger Hotel, and they just walked in there, like, and they actually let them like go in there and start taping. And I was like, okay, but this was like late at night though. They went around maybe like 8 or 9 around there, and they got some footage. But from what I hear is if you pay for a room, then they don't care. So like if you're gonna spend the night there, then they'll let you do it. But if you just want to go in there and just, hey, let's just do an investigation, they won't allow it. So yeah, but that's kind of like what I want to do, man. I want to do Minger Hotel, man, because I feel like I will pick up some good evidence there.
Yeah, that's like, that kind of makes sense with hotels. If like a hotel knows that they're haunted and there are people coming up there, they're like, "Well, we'll let you film, but you gotta rent out a room." That's the catch.
Yeah,
And I get it. I've seen people like, hotels do that. Like even some of my friends that are models and they want to use their pool like to do like a shoot, and the hotel will be like, "Yeah, we'll let you use it, but you gotta rent out a room."
yeah, and I,
And
and
it's
I
like,
think that's kind of I don't mind doing it. Like if it's a cheap room, I mean that's
yeah, it's like
fine.
what? It's like what for a room downtown for one night? It's $80 maybe.
Yeah, it just depends on the this what type of the year is. Like if it's gonna be like Christmas, they'll probably have
Like 100.
tourists. Yeah, maybe summer, spring break. But normally like September, when it's the dead, the time where people don't really go, don't really travel too much besides just people that are into like the business world. It's really cheap. So yeah, maybe when all this dies out, look into that. Yeah, I definitely want to go and do an investigation there. Um, but I know even the Alamo too is haunted. From what I heard stories that people hear Indians like at night. From what I
Yeah,
hear.
I hear like people saying that they see like Texas defenders or something like that, like people that fought in the Alamo. Like I've heard stuff like that. Um, the other thing I hear a lot about, like the whole Chinese cemetery thing down here. I don't
Yeah,
know if you know that. I heard that that place is there's some hauntings down there.
yeah,
The one the one that I really want to take a look at, and I don't know, people say that it's not the midget mansion.
yeah. I always keep forgetting about that. I hear different stories, man. I hear that if you pass by it, they throw rocks at you. The spirits supposedly throw rocks at you, or they see a midget. I don't know. It's weird. Like I heard so many stories about it. Like I don't even know which is, which
Like
which is real.
I want to go in there because they say like inside it was like constructed for the midgets, like
Yeah,
the ceilings and stuff like that. So I'm like, what? So it's like a John Malkovich house?
yeah. I always wanted to go there, and I always keep forgetting about it. Like that. I know I've been to the Donkey Lady Bridge where like and it's I don't know. When I went there one time, we didn't really see anything. Because like we had all these people. Like when we got there, we did an investigation, but there were like a lot of people, so they were just walking around the dark, making noise and everything. So it kind of killed the moment. Uh,
Yeah.
and then there's one where there's another one where they call it the one lane bridge. Supposedly it's where the Donk native supposedly stays there too, or hangs out there. It's right by the mission's funeral. It's off of like Zazamora, like off of military. It's
Yeah, I know about that.
yeah, it's a funeral home. It's a I mean a cemetery, and but yeah, like if you drive down there like at night and it's you pass here, it's like it's right next to Stinson Airport. So like the cemetery's there. You pass the little airport, you'll see it. You see like little planes there. You keep going and like it gets crazy dark, dude. Like the trees start caving in and it just gets crazy. Like, and we went there like around this time, and man, we just got to watching like what's it called, the Blair Witch Project. So we were all like stoked and we're like, oh, let's all go. So that time my mom had a SUV, so took like 6 people. We all went out there and it was crazy, man. It was like cold too. It was like perfect. It was like fall weather. It was nice, but man, it was real scary, man, because we were hearing like different things. And the crazy part about that is that when I was driving back, we're passing by the cemetery, right? It's dark as hell. The only thing we had was like little street lights every so often, like so many feet away, and then we had the moon. And I look to my right, and in the cemetery, like, and it's windy. It's like cold and windy. It's like maybe 30 degrees, and I see like this candle like in the middle of the cemetery, like blowing, but it doesn't blow out, and the wind is blowing like hard. And like I stopped the SUV and I told my friends, look, you see what I see? And they saw it, man, and they freaked out. They're like, it was just like a candle, and if a candle is lit up and it's blowing that hard, it's gonna blow out fast with the wind. So that's
Yeah.
one paranormal thing I remember seeing that. And I remember we saw that and we just took off. Like I was like, wow, that was crazy. So that was one of the things I saw it around that area.
Yeah. Oy.
All right. But hey, man, I thank you for coming on the show, man. Thank you for sharing us all that information about the San Antonio Court, or the hopefully the Covenant. Um, yeah, man, I really appreciate that. I thank you for being one of the guests, your first podcast. Uh, hope to hear from you very soon. We'll get you on, get more information about it.
Yeah,
Any,
I'll keep everyone up to date of anything that we're doing. Just like like I said, like right now, it's just a slow process. We still have to plan everything, but it'll come up. It'll get up there, and once it does, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely, man. I thank you for sharing all that information as well with the God scene. I'm really looking forward to looking at it, man. When everything comes up and running, yeah, I wanna go to those, like that, because like I said, I like that scene. Kind of was just looking for that. I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think we had a scene, and if it did, I thought it was something that you would have to, like be around people that knew a word of mouth. But
No,
yeah, man.
no, it's just walking down the street of St. Mary's and be like, "Hey, a couple of goth kids going in here." Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow those kids, man, when I see them, man. I mean, like, I haven't been in St. Mary's for a while though. It's been like, maybe like 6 months since I actually went down the strip. But yeah, definitely, I'm gonna look out for that. But yeah, man. Yeah. Once again, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
Definitely when we start going to paranormal, we should come out with this, man.
Yeah.
See some cool stuff. I got some videos, got some Art's got some footage too. We'll try to upload them. Well, actually, I'll upload them to the chat later, and you can see some cool stuff, man. And like I said, you're always welcome to come to the show, man. Like, I'm gonna have more people coming in. I actually got some hits from other paranormal groups today. Um, One from Bernie, and then some from, like, this is one from the UK that's trying to get in touch with, and they got some stuff too. So yeah, man, if they ever get on, man, and we can all get a chat together, because I know Zoom can hold up to, like, I think it's like 8, or I think more. You can have like a lot of people, and just have this big old like
I think you can have
webcam.
up to 10 people because I know one of my teachers used Zoom for one of his classes.
Yeah. So I know I used it recently for school because I just finished the semester, and we had like up to like maybe 7 people, 7, 8 people. But yeah, definitely, man. If I get someone, get them more paranormal investigators, because I know they want to bring their evidence on the show. So yeah, but it's a good one, definitely, man. You're always welcome. I mean, I don't
All right.
care, man. I mean, you can always come in, man. Like, I mean, I'll let you guys know. You guys want to just come in, chill, and see these guys with their what they have, and you're always welcome, man. I mean,
Hell yeah, man. I'm down. Thank you.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, man. Once again, I thank you for all the information. Looking forward to hear more about it. And man, whenever you want to come in the show, man, just let me know, and we'll
All right.
definitely. All right, brother, you take it easy. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is pre-recorded, so we're gonna upload it to YouTube and Facebook. I want to thank once again Francisco and for all the information he shared with the Vampire Court. Also want to thank Art and Chris. These are guys that will be coming on the show later. But once again, thank y'all. You guys have a good night, and like I always say, you're never alone. But hey, thanks a lot, Francisco. You have a good night, buddy.
You too.
All right, bye, bye, man.
Bye.